Mayor Muriel Bowser has said several times she doesn't think the National Guard deployment in the city is appropriate. In fact, she's made it quite clear as this federal surge is played out between the Trump administration and her constituents. Here to talk more about this is Dr. Larry Sabato, the director of the University of Virginia Center for Politics. It's always good to have some time with you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Allison.
So as we come to the end of this 30 days, in your opinion, was there anything that Mayor Bowser could have done differently as she navigated her way through this federal surge?
Oh, sure. I've gotten communications myself saying she should have been much tougher. She should have resigned her position. She should have brought down her government to protest this. And my answer to that is the 1960s are calling and they want their tactics back. That doesn't work anymore. The fact of the matter is, with home rule, and D.C. has, because of the home rule law, has one of the weakest governments in the country and one of the weakest mayors in the country through no fault of her own. So she has to work within a very tough parameter, which makes it difficult for her to take independent action. I think she's done as well as she could in trying to operate between the rock and the hard place that she's been given.
So last week, she issued an order saying that D.C. will continue to coordinate with federal law enforcement in the city. I think that message got a little muddled by some of her critics, but after the search ends, she did make that statement, even though she said that the National Guard isn't appropriate or necessary. So critics have said by continuing the work with the federal government, she's eroding the city's self-governance. Is there any merit to that?
Well, I guess there's some merit to it, but again, what's the alternative? You're going to fight this particular president who has proven that he will do essentially anything and can find some provision in some law that permits him to do whatever he wants to do, backed up by a very compliant Supreme Court or Justice Department. So again, she's in between a rock and a hard place, actually several rocks and several hard places. Did she do everything perfectly? No, but this is an unprecedented situation. And she's preserved her ability to negotiate with the Trump administration. And at some point, I think that will pay off in various ways. It probably already has. The situation could have deteriorated badly. You could have federal troops or National Guard on every street corner. So she's avoided that and maybe given the district an opportunity to restore some of its funding that's been taken away from it.
President has threatened to do the same thing in Baltimore, Chicago, all cities led by Democratic leadership here. Make of that what you will. But what are the lessons that other leaders can maybe take away from Mayor Bowser? Or is it so different because of D.C.'s unique status?
Well, it is different because Washington, D.C., under the home rule law, really is very weak in its negotiating ability with the federal government. The other cities, I think, have been making more noise, and that may help them or may not help them. It's going to certainly increase the tension if, in fact, Trump decides to go in. He may be deterred from going into Chicago because the governor there and the mayor of Chicago are so opposed to this. But now I understand they're considering a Democratic-led city in a Republican-led state. We don't know which one. Some have suggested it's New Orleans or Louisiana. We'll have to see. That will be a different situation entirely. So the point is simply that Trump has proven that he's going to go wherever he wants to go and use all the resources of the federal government, and he's going to get his way. And obviously, Democrats think that's a very bad thing. Those who are, picky constitutionalists also think it's a very bad thing. I'm in that group. But at the same time, he can do it. And people have to adjust to reality.
Oh, boy. All right. Dr. Larry Sabato, always giving it to us straight. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.